Hey everybody, welcome back to Bookish Daddy. Today we're going to be doing a video. Look, the end of the year is coming up rapidly, and some of you may care, you may not care about your Goodreads reading goals or how many books you read in a year. But for those of you that do, I figured it'd be fun to go over some of these short, fast reads that are going to be real easy to help you meet your end of year goals. And for those of you that don't care, these will be really good palate cleansers to throw in between huge series and help you, palate cleanse, get ready for the next series. They're all really small, fun reads. The ones that are a little bit bigger are just like really quick reads. They're very fast paced. Look, thank you all so much for watching these videos. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. For this one, comment below what your favorite short read is to help people reach their end of year goals. And if you reached yours, that being said, we'll get into it. The first book is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that I love this book. This is a romance novel. It is very fast paced, very short. Uh, this book is about a young lady who is just broke up. She's having a bad night and ends up getting into like a tiff with a bartender, uh, but then wakes up in his room on the floor. She runs out of the room. They end up exchanging numbers at one point in the night. They start talking and texting and talking about how like crappy the dating world is, and end up making a bet on who could find their forever love first. But in order to do that, they go over all of their dates. So once they finish a date, they text back and forth all the like crappy things that happened, what they did and didn't like about them, and at one point end up having to fake date. A lot of my favorite tropes, like writing letters and texting back and forth, fake dating. It is super, super cute. I know a lot of you are more familiar with Lynn Painter. You know that she's an amazing author. This was my first book of hers, and I absolutely loved it. The next book is also a romance. It is the Bromance Book Club, and that is by Lisa K. Adams. This is a rom-com. It is about a man who is struggling with his wife in the bedroom, and it ends up leading to him doing a bunch or saying a bunch of things he doesn't mean. And they're on the fence about divorce, and he's a Major League Baseball player, and a bunch of his buddies that are NFL players, hockey players, just a bunch of huge name athletes pull him aside, and they take him down into this like basement and tell him, look, dude, you're doing it all wrong. We're about to tell you about something no one else knows about. We're all part of a bromance book club where we read these romance novels and use them to better our marriage and find out what it is our wives actually want from us and how to become better husbands, boyfriends, fiancés. It is freaking cute. It's funny. The author of this actually wrote a book inside of the book that they're all reading that she actually printed. So it's a book as well. And it's adorable. It is so fun, fast read. If you're into any of the sports romances, I haven't read any, but this is the closest I have read. Like I said, they're all athletes or billionaires, and they're helping their buddy figure out how to be a better husband to his wife to save their marriage. And it's so fun and cute. The next book is for those of you that like paranormal romances, and this is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I will warn you, there is a little bit of spice in this. If I remember right, it's like 2 chili peppers. It's not like throughout the entire thing, but when it does come up, it is very detailed and graphic. Uh, this is about a vampire werewolf dating situation, forced marriage, forced proximity, and it is kind of a rom-com. There is a lot of good comedic relief. Super fast read. So if you're looking for vampires and werewolves and a little bit of spice, this is what I would highly recommend. Next is Shady Hollow, and this is by Jano Black. This is probably one of the shortest reads on the stack. It is 180 pages, super short, and it is a cozy mystery. This is about a bunch of little forest animals, and one of the animals winds up dead. They stumble across it and put the fox on the case. It's supposed to be super, super cute, very cozy, and it's a bunch of just little forest animals living their day to day, and then something tragic happens, and they all have to work together to solve the mystery of who did this. I think this will be the shortest, fastest read on the list, and this whole series is supposed to be very adorable. I have not had the chance to read it, but I plan to soon. The next book is for those of you wanting a epic fantasy. This is the Candid Chronology, Book 1, and this is by Angelo Hone. So this is a indie author who's just coming in really, really well. I read this book and it was phenomenal. I thought like the first half was super cute. It's about a bunch of animals who are in this little glen, and Ashy here has been raised by an elf. He doesn't know why or really who she is. He just knows that his parents are gone and she's who's raising him. And it starts off like very cute, like all the thieves are raccoons, all the just like they kind of like fit in their place. Like a bunch of the big bouncers are bears. A lot of the like shield maidens or armadillos. Like it's very cute thing. Fudge is like one of their poisons that the assassins use. And then I thought I was going to recommend this as a cozy, and then about halfway through the book, it gets wild. It gets gory. It gets tragic. It really steps it up a notch. So there is zero romance or spice, but I will warn you, it is not a cozy fantasy. It is an epic fantasy through and through. It does get very violent and it does get very tragic, but it is a very fun and fast read if you like fantasy. The next book is Love and Other Conspiracies by Mallory Marlowe. And this is another indie author, and this is another romance. I loved this book. It is about a guy who has a web series about haunted mansions, UFOs, Mothman, all these like different conspiracies, every single one you could think of. He's like the biggest on the internet, but he's never been on TV. Uh, the girl in the book, the main protagonist, is a TV producer, and she's on her last leg. They tell her she's having some office troubles with one of her exes is her superior, and he keeps like really just like gaslighting her and uh, giving her the crap end of the deal with everything, and it's really hurting her career. And they end up telling her like, look, you have one last chance to fix this. She's drinking one night, watching YouTube videos, and his videos come up, and she finds him very handsome and funny, and she does not believe in conspiracy, so it's making her laugh a lot. She thinks it's ridiculous, and thinks that it would make a very good TV show. So she hits him up, and he's all for the extra views and working with her and trying to change her mind on conspiracies. Cute banner, so funny. They're always going back and forth about them, and I love conspiracies like Bigfoot and UFOs and stuff like that. So I absolutely loved this book. The next book is one of my wife's favorite books. It is probably one of the coziest books on the list, and it is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. And this is actually going to be my palate cleanser before I read Fourth Wing, hopefully next week. I want to read this so bad. So this is about an orc who was a warrior, and along her travels discovers coffee and bakeries and stuff like that, and wants to open her own coffee shop and do away with being a warrior and killing people. And it's supposed to be just super wholesome and cozy, and her story of like going from a warrior to a coffee shop owner. And I've heard it's a fast, easy read. It's super fun, and that is why it's on the list. This next one is so freaking fun too. So it is Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. This is a rom-com. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, board games, video games, and romance, this is the book for you. It is so well written. It's very fast paced, and it is such a short, easy read. This one is so fun. So this girl is a theater major. She has never played D&D or anything like that, but ends up having to work in her dad's game shop for the summer. And this young man she runs into, one day she walks by and hears them playing D&D in the other room. And just out of boredom or being nosy, she goes in there and listens and finds out that you can be a bard and that she'll be able to sing and act, and thinks that it'll help with her career, and ends up falling in love with the game and him. And it is just so freaking adorable. I highly recommend this if you are a nerd who likes romance. And then the last book is for all of my smut readers. This is Twilight of Embers by Tessa Hell. And I am going to warn you, the chili peppers on this could not go higher. This is a why choose dragon shifter. I was not prepared for this one. So my wife had never read it and wanted me to read it first because she had heard good things and wanted to know what I thought of it. And after the second, third, fourth boyfriend, I was like, okay, this is not what I was expecting. She is fated mates with a pack of dragon shifters, and I'll just say it is graphic. It is a mafia romance as well, which I thought was interesting. It was the first mafia romance I've ever read. Dude, if you're into spice, smut, why choose, or anything paranormal along those lines, this was phenomenally written. I gave it 5 stars just because it was such an easy read. It was fun, but I am warning you again. It is filthy. So if you don't want spice, there's no point in reading this, because even if you skip it, it's 90% of the book, if I remember right. That is it for my list. That being said, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter to me, to really anyone, how many books you read. This is more for those of you who have personal goals and you want to hit them. Maybe you're 2-3 books away from hitting it, and the end of the year is coming up fast and you want to enjoy a book, but you want to read it fast. Every single one of the ones on this list is a 4 or 5 star read for me. Also, don't get too carried away with the numbers and trashing other people who may not be as good a reader as you or anything like that. Just enjoy it in the comments. Don't be ruthless with people and their numbers. And I hope that you all enjoyed this video and it helps you come up with some good palate cleansers in between series and some short reads to help you reach your goals. I hope you all have a wonderful week.